we came out. We had a good drive. It was unfortunate they weren't able to score a touchdown. They were able to come back on the next 2 drives. We had some penalties within those drives. They kept their drives alive. They wound up scoring and getting up on 17-3, and we weren't able to do much more in that first half. Came back in the second half, and they executed some plays on us. We weren't able to execute that well, and again, they're a very good football team. They're very talented, and at the end of the day, we lost the game to a very good football team. But we made some mistakes, and we need to. I need to do a better job with this football team to get them ready to play.
Doug, when you get behind 17-3, at that point, you have to kind of leave the game plan a little bit and maybe throw more than you wanted to, or is it just stick to the game plan?
I think so. I mean, it all depended on what was going to happen on that first drive. We had 2. What I did is I went in there and right, wrong, or indifferent, I went in there and I said to the offense, I said, okay, here we go. Listen, they get the ball first. We're planning on stopping them. All right, so let's make sure we got a good plan for 17-3. And I said, hey, if they go down and score, whether it be 20 or 24, we have to have a plan coming up with that, which again leads to throwing a little bit more. Because I felt that we were, we did get some good push and some good movement in the run game, but again, sometimes things get out of hand and we needed to throw it a little bit because we got caught being behind.
Coach, biggest difference that they just have more playmakers than you guys right now?
I don't know. It all depends how you want to look at it. I mean, they're a good football team, but we also made some mistakes early on in this game, and it goes back to me. I've got to do a better job to get this team ready and put them in a better position. And I got to go back and evaluate, the things that we have in.
Coach, the secondary got banged up. Sharpo got hurt, didn't come back. He was hurt. Did that lead to some miscommunication with some of these young guys?
It was a miscommunication. I think, that we just got caught in some matchups and some coverages, and they had some good route combinations for that. And, we weren't in the position that we would like to be in. And again, we got young players, and, I have to do a better job with them. But in the long run, that'll help those kids. I really believe that. But, we came out here to win a game. So, we're very disappointed in not being able to win.
Disappointing that drive goes in the third quarter.
Disappointing.
Coach,
Come on.
Coach, similar missed tackles and blown coverage last year against Washington. You quickly adjust over the next couple games. Do you see that you need to make similar adjustments now as you did then last year?
It wasn't blown coverage. It was being in poor position. I mean, it was different. I know the guy came open, but what happened is we were in a 2-deep coverage, on the first one, and then he wound up getting turned around the outside. One was a double move that we got beat on, good play for them, and then the other one was a wheel route, which we're susceptible to in that type of coverage that we're in. So, it wasn't a point of, and then Brandon got beat deep. We were in quarters coverage, and the guy ran by him. So, it wasn't that it was a lack of communication. It's just, credit to them. They made plays, and we weren't able to do it. So we just got to, keep getting better and keep improving. We did have some young guys out there moving guys in and out, but, we were ready for that. And, again, I think I have to do a better job of making sure that we protect some of these kids, when they get in that game on in a quick turnaround. They did a nice job of going right after it.
Mark? Coach, I know nobody wants to talk about moral victories, but what will your team take out of the way they kept answering?
No, I'm not much on that, and you guys know that have been around me in the moral victory thing. I think that we have a lot of young players, and I think you realize that when you have them second and long, and you commit a personal foul, and then you have a defensive pass interference, and we have we mic the wrong guy, what I'm saying, or we overthink sometimes, and I think you just got to go out there and play. You got to play smart, and I think that's the main thing that I talk to the kids about. That we had opportunities out there against a good football team, and when you have those opportunities, you need to convert, and you have to take advantage. You have to take advantage of the moment. We weren't able to do that, so I got to go back and look what I can do, what I can do with the players to do a better job to put them in a better situation.
Were you surprised that USC was still passing, especially they took a shot in the end zone, I think, on that last drive?
I'm fine. I mean, they have a good quarterback and they have good skilled players. I have a lot of respect for Coach Kiffin and his staff, so I'm sure that, I have enough problems making sure we know what we're doing. I'm not worried about, what they're doing. That's probably a better question for them.
Yeah, how impressed are you with Barkley, and did he perform as he might have been?
I think he's a great football player. I thought he was a great player coming into the game. I still think he's a great player coming out of the game, along with a lot of other skill positions that they have. I thought they did a nice job.
Coach, I'm not sure if you heard while you were preparing for the game today, but there was reports that came out in the New York Times that Syracuse applied for admission to the ACC. How do you feel about that?
I had no idea. I just lost a football game. That's all I know. And I know that my responsibility is to get this football team ready. And then I think without having known anything that's going on, I would take the same type of stand that I've always taken. I leave it to other people to make those decisions. We're in the middle of a season, and it's important that we win football games.
Coach, how do you think your guys handled the atmosphere in the crowd? Do you think that had anything to do with the mistakes?
I thought it was good. I thought the officials did a good job. I think USC was a very good football team as far as, we walked into the stadium. There was no, problems with either team. A lot of structure, a lot of discipline on both sides, USC as well as ourselves. We took the field, we warmed up, we came into the same tunnel together, and you have to watch that. But I thought the officials, and credit to both football teams, that they both did a good job. There was no issues whatsoever, no problem with the venue.
You know that Barkley was the national player of the year as a junior in high school. You got a guy who we've talked all season about, has been under the radar. He completes his first 11 passes in this kind of venue. Do you think he made another step forward today, or just rate his performance?
I think, I don't. It's very difficult for me as a coach to really, assess the play, from play to play or week to week. Week to week I can, but, I expect everyone to get better week to week, on our whole football team. That's the only way we're going to be successful, as the season goes on. We are playing some young players, but that's not an excuse for us not to execute or not to win football games. The quarterback, we expect quite a bit from him. So, is he going along well? Yes. Are we happy with the performance? I'm sure we're happy with the performance of some players, and I'm sure that some players, we want to develop them and pick them up. So, we're not happy with losing a football game. So it's very difficult for me to sit here and critique each position.
25 for 37, 230 yards.
You got to look at it, and you got to look at the timely fashion that they're being completed. But to sit here, I'm not going to say anything bad about Ryan. I love him. He's our quarterback. And he does a lot of great things. So, I want him to be perfect. I'm sure Ryan wants to be perfect. And we had some opportunities that we left out there on the field.
Final question here.
You said last week against Rhode Island, coming out and passing was part of the game plan against their heavy defense. Was it the same way this way? And getting Antoine Bailey more involved in the passing game, is that something you set out to do? Or?
No, this week, we came out. We wanted to do a couple of different things. We had some shot plays that we wanted to take. We wanted to be able to be 50-50 and be in a close game and be able to run the ball. And eventually that's what we're going to have to do a better job of, because, we really didn't have that opportunity because we fell behind by 2 to 3 scores right off the bat. So, it's not a real good indication of what the plan was, because we kind of gotten out of it, quite quickly. And we lost some field position in the back in the special teams play. That hurt us too a little bit tonight.
Thanks, very much.
Great. Thank you, guys.
No,
Safe trip.
here.